Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you how to use color correctors to correct any areas of pigmentation. So I think a lot of people think you need to use a full coverage foundation to cover areas of acne or pigmentation or any kind of imperfection on the skin, but actually I personally feel that it's better to use a really lightweight foundation all over the skin and then go in with more of a full coverage concealer after using a corrector, and that keeps the skin really nice and lightweight. So I've got my lovely model Shalina here today. So Shalina, if you just give a quick turn from side to side. So she's 18 years old. She's really lucky. She's got really lovely skin. Her forehead is pretty much clear. Her chin is clear. Even the area under her cheekbone just here is clear, and under her eyes is clear. But she does have this area on her cheek with hyperpigmentation, and she's really naughty. She doesn't use SPF, which is why it's even worse. So girls, use your SPF. So I'm just going to show you how to use color correctors to correct that area. So keep watching. Okay, so I'm going to use some moisturiser. I'm going to use the Bobbi Brown Vitamin Enriched Face Base. And then I'm going in with an eye cream under her eyes. So as I mentioned before, try and use a lightweight foundation. So I prefer to start with foundation first. So I'm going to use the Luminous Silk by Giorgio Armani. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with the color corrector and concealer and then just cover those areas of pigmentation. Okay, so now onto the correcting. I'm going to be using the Pro Conceal Corrector palette in dark. I'm going to pick up the orange shade and the NC45 and NW45 and use that in that area of pigmentation. Sometimes what I do is I'll just use the corrector on its own and then apply the concealer on top. But what I often like to do is actually mix all three of them together and apply it to the skin, especially because it's a big area that I want to cover. So I'm just pressing the product into the skin. You don't want to be moving your brush like this and swiping, because what you're going to be doing is moving everything around. You just want to keep it in that area. And I'm just going in with my finger to press the product in further. The same thing on the other side. And now what I'm going to do is just in these small areas where she has some acne scarring, I'm going to go in with a really small brush to cover that area. Again, you don't want to use anything too big and unnecessary, because she's literally got tiny marks here, so we want to use something quite small. Okay, so what I'm going to do is before I go into concealer, I'm going to use a little bit of that orange corrector just on that inner corner under her eye, because she's got a little bit of darkness because she's studying really hard for her A-level exams. So I'm going to go in with the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. I just got these recently. I've been really curious to find out what the hype is, and they're really, really good. So I'm going to mix the shade Deep and Tan Sand, but mainly use the shade Deep. So I'm just using a little bit of the concealer to go over her eyelids. Okay, so foundation is done, corrector's done, concealing's done. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to set her face with some powder. Now Shalina's skin type is actually, she's on the drier side, but because we have done quite a few layers on these cheek areas, we definitely need to set it, because if we don't, what's going to happen is after an hour things are going to start to move around, and then for the rest of the face I'm just going to give it a light dusting of powder. But before that, I think what I want to add is just a little bit of a glow to her cheeks. So I'm actually going to use the MAC Strobe cream in the shade Red Light. I'm just going to use it on her cheekbones here. So I'm just going to give her a quick spritz before I set the powder, just to make sure everything's melted into the skin. So we've come to the end of doing all the colour correction. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to finish the rest of her face and come back. So we've now set the face with powder, and I've just added a powder highlight as well to her cheekbones, a little bit to her forehead, and a little bit down the bridge of her nose. I'm going to finish the rest of her face and come right back. And that is the end of the video, guys. Shalina, if you do a side to side for us. Beautiful. I hope you enjoyed that colour correcting video. If you did enjoy it, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Remember to subscribe, and please leave a comment below if there's anything else you'd like me to share. Thank you so much. Bye guys.